microphone a little closer. Welcome to Keep This in Mind. Brought to you by, and I'm not on LinkedIn. That's all right. I'll share it over there later. Brought to you by davidaspecht.com. I am, of course, David A. Specht. And you're like, why is David live today? Well, two reasons. Number one, it's been a while. I even had a friend of mine ask me, hey, Dave, are you still doing lives? And the answer is yes. I have just been kind of out of pocket as of late due to the drainage from my sinuses and the cough that goes along with it. If you know somebody in the US of A, you know somebody who's been sick. And I was one of those people. The other thing was, if you follow my social media, you may think I'm all over the place. You may think that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing so many different things. And to the naked eye, there's a lot of truth there. To the naked eye, it does look like I'm all over the place. Am I health coaching? Am I business coaching? Am I writing op-eds about the Speaker of the House? It really does appear like David is just, he can't decide what he wants to do. Have you ever been accused of that? Have you ever felt like that you really were being shoehorned, and if you did more than one thing, then all of a sudden you were considered inconsistent or distracted or ADD or whatever? And the truth of the matter is that everything that I do has one overreaching focus, and that is impacting and improving the lives of others. Impacting and improving. Now, I'm going to kind of dive a little bit into how that looks, but for the most part, it's just everything I do, I'm trying to move you from your A to your B. Now you say, well, what does writing op-eds have to do with that? Well, truthfully, it brings awareness and education of the things that are going on that are important in the world. And when we become educated, I believe that when you know better, you do better. And I believe that if you see things that need to be changed, either at the ballot box or in other ways within our government, then yes, I believe that my writing of op-eds and offering up a solution or offering up a different way of thinking can improve your life, and it'll improve the lives of others. As a health coach, my job is to meet you where you're at and help you get to where you want to go. But that's the job of any coach. That's the job of a life coach. That's the job of a business coach, a social media coach, an athletic coach. The coach sees more in you than you see in yourself and gives you a structure and the accountability and the motivation to help you get from your A to your B. So that's pretty much why I do what I do. Now, there's some other things that I do. I do some graphic design work. I do some work on the back end. I do some writing. And all of it has to do with impact and influence. The more influence you have, the more impact you can create. And the more impact you can create, the better you can make people's lives. So as I go through it, as you follow me on my social, and I'm streaming live to my social right now, and you may or may not watch this video, and that's fine. But the truth of the matter is, I'm trying to improve your life. I don't always have a great day. I don't always want to do the things that I do. In fact, if you follow my reels, I pretty much complain about going to the gym every day and try to challenge the people who watch to get past the complaints and do what's in their best interest. A lot of times, I'm talking about life improvement, business improvement. I coach people who work in the corporate world. I coach people who are entrepreneurs. I coach people who just want to be a better version of themselves. And as we go through 2024, there are going to be some opportunities for you to engage with me and some of my closest mentors, my closest colleagues, my closest friends, to really take you from your A to your B, to really take you from the place of your current reality to the place of your desired outcome, whatever that looks like. You see, that's not for me to decide. It's for you to decide. If it's in your health, obviously, I'm a firm believer in healthy habits. I'm a firm believer in nutrition outweighs the gym. But I also believe in healthy motion and that the gym is an integral component of overall health. In business, I believe that there are ways to take a step back and reevaluate the situation that you're in and give you some practical tools to navigate corporate culture, to navigate when your personal goals don't line up with the goals of the organization you're in, to self-improve when nobody else is improving themselves. As an entrepreneur, it's my job to help you see the mindset that you've got to go there in your mind before you can go there in your body. That I can give you all the tools in the world, but if you don't have the right mindset of what is possible, that you will never embrace the tools. So as we go through this year, which could be a tumultuous year, let's face it, the weather's been nuts. We've already got all kinds of craziness in politics. Are we going to shut down the government, or are we going to do this? And if you take so much of that, you can get to a place where you're just frozen. You're afraid to make a move. You're afraid to do something. You're afraid to move forward. And it's my job to help you. It's my job to give you opportunity to help you move forward. In the coming days and weeks, you're going to see a lot of content from me about those very things. There's going to be opportunities to join webinars. There's going to be opportunities to join communities. There's going to be opportunities all over the place. And whether you take advantage of them is up to you. My job is not for the result. My job is to present the opportunity and let the results take care of themselves. Because if you're not ready and I force you into something that you're not ready for, you're not going to do it. Because at some point, the motivation wanes, the shiny wears off, and it becomes work, and it becomes a little more difficult. And when it becomes difficult, that is when discipline has to kick in. And if you're not ready, you won't engage the discipline. So as we continue to move forward in this life, as we continue to do the things that we need to do, know that you're not alone. That there are people here who want to help you. There are people who want to see you move forward, who want to see you win. I'm one of those people. And no, I'm not trying to grab cash from you. Although obviously, I believe that if you invest in yourself, if you actually spend some money in self-investment, you actually have some skin in the game, that you're more apt to do the things you're supposed to do. You're saying, well, if I'm paying for it, I'm going to show up. Or, well, if I'm paying for it, I might as well try to do what he says do. Well, if I'm paying for it. So yeah, will there be some opportunities where that might cost you money? Absolutely. That's just the way life works. But there's going to be plenty out there where it's just you and I in a scenario like this, where you can ask questions, where you can learn valuable things that you can apply to your life today that costs you nothing. And then when you believe that what I teach and what my colleagues teach will actually work for you, then you can dive deeper. Then you can dig deeper. Then you can spend something. But until you know that it's going to work for you, you're not going to want to spend anything. And I don't blame you. I don't want to spend anything either. I have literally wasted thousands of dollars chasing after the next guru or the next know-it-all to only realize they're teaching me something I already knew. So, welcome back to the lives from me. I will do a much better job of putting them out there for you. As you see things coming, you're going to see things popping up about my podcast. You're going to see things popping up on Reels. You're going to see things popping up in the feeds, and it doesn't matter what platform you're on. I'm literally streaming this to multiple platforms right now. Why? Because I want to meet you where you are at. And the very best way to do that is to come here and talk to you myself. A little fireside chat from Dave. So, I think I've rambled on long enough. I've set the stage. You're going to hear some new names. You're going to see some new people, maybe some people you've seen or heard from before. but we are going to do this together and make 2024 the very best year ever for all of us. If you want to follow me, let's see if I can get it there. Let me see. Gotta love technology. Look, my website, if it ever pops up, right here, davidaspeck.com. It's got my book. This is where everything kind of filters, is at davidaspeck.com. So if you miss me on social, if you miss me on YouTube, if you miss me on the podcast, you'll be able to find all of it right here. But let's do this thing together, and let's make 2024 the very best ever. God bless.